I don't even know how we got all of this back from Florida. Hey Sunshines! I am so excited to talk to you today. I just got back from Walt Disney World, and boy are my arms tired. Sorry, I couldn't help myself, that was really bad. I wanted to do something that I find super fun to watch today, which is I'm kind of doing a Disney haul, like all the stuff that I ended up getting while I was in Walt Disney World, and more specifically Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to kind of show you everything that I got. Here we go. All right, so I want to start with two items that I'm just shocked that they had them, that I bought both of them. Loungefly backpacks. The first one right here, we found in, it's like a tiny shop off of the Droid Depot. So there's the Droid Depot where you're like doing most of the creating your droid, and you can buy like personality chips and a bunch of that kind of stuff. And then right next to it is a little shop where there's droid related merchandise. I saw this backpack and I fell instantly in love. So for the most part, this was on our second day there. So I actually switched all my stuff out of the backpack I had brought with me and put it into here and pretty much carried this for the rest of the vacation, which worked out really well. The second one, I have been wanting this for a while and I've seen it on Amazon. I actually have a link, an Amazon link to it down in the comments for my last few videos. I didn't want to get both and I'm trying to be a little bit more picky and discerning about the ones that I get, but it's Yoda, and it kind of looks like baby Yoda. Here's Sunshine barking, so one second. Where was I? We went back to that store another day, and I picked up this, which is the matching wallet. Okay, let's see. If you, yeah, can you see that? If you unzip it, maybe, the little lights go on. And then they go off in, I think, like 40 seconds. But it's got R2 on the back, BB-8 on the front. I was like, it's so adorable. All right, there's a lot here, so I'm gonna have to speed this up. That was the droid store. I got two more things there. Okay, the two things I got, I'm actually just gonna put them on for the rest of the video. I got this. It's hard to see, but like they're little BB-8s. Like kind of hidden in the design. This necklace. All right, so that was the droid stuff. Then we went to the Jedi Temple, which is where you make the lightsabers. And I made a lightsaber. It was one of the best experiences. Well, it's one of the videos I have, so hopefully I'll edit it and get it up soon, but it was awesome. It's $199. And you get to create your own sort of custom lightsaber. There are four different, let's say, paths you can choose. I picked the nature path, but here's the deal. Please ignore the barking because I don't know if he's gonna stop. I created the lightsaber. It was an amazing experience. Like I had goosebumps the whole time. I think I teared up. Like it was amazing. But the one problem is, or that I found, was the lightsaber comes in like, you basically are creating the hilt is your custom creation. You get a choice of like, I think like 4 different parts and you can choose like 2, there's a choice between 2 of each different thing. I created it. It's heavy. Like the thing is like, it really feels like there's like you're holding on to something. And like when you flick it on, like it lights up like as a lightsaber would. It has the sound effects. It's so cool. But it's pretty long. Apparently it's an active day outside. The lightsaber is pretty heavy, sturdy, comes in this like carrying case. I got it back to the room, and when it came to pack, I thought that I have a kind of hard-sided suitcase, and I thought I'd be able to wrap up the blade and wrap up the hilt. Apparently someone's coming in. Wrap up the blade, wrap up the hilt, and get it home within my luggage. Unfortunately, even at an angle, it wouldn't fit in my luggage and it wouldn't fit in Becky's luggage. Her luggage was even bigger than mine. Go to the gift shop in the lobby when you're ready. They'll help you. So I went there to know if it was so expensive I was going to try to carry it on the plane. Basically, they've got it all right there, pricing and everything. They just ask you which blade, which style you have. And they have like the values, which is $199, because you're not allowed to up the value of something on USPS, if I remember correctly. So they basically just went and asked me all that information, and I filled out a form, filled out a packing slip basically, and they're like, we'll just take it from here, and they ship it back home. I don't know if they ship internationally, so if you're going international, you might want to double check that. Yeah, so they shipped it back, and it was $18, which I think it was 18 on the dot. Might have been like some change, but whatever. $18 to make sure it gets home, and it's insured, or I was led to believe it was insured, so if anything happens to it, I can contact Disney. I mean, the only thing I'm really worried about is that something might happen to the blade. Although I've seen people playing with them and they seem pretty sturdy, but you know, whatever, shipping. So yeah, I was able to go and just get that shipped out, and I'm super excited. I can't wait for it to get here in 2 to 3 weeks, which is why I was going to put off this video, but then I'm like, I can't put anything away or anything for like 3 weeks, which would just drive me crazy. Maybe I'll do something with my lightsaber when it gets here, but for now, you know, I got a lightsaber. I'm super excited. This is the stand, which I had to buy separately. It was $25, which is okay. It's not like crazy. And I thought this was interesting. It opens up, and there are little, like, I don't even know what you'd call them. They're like little things that you can set on here so that you can rest the lightsaber on it. Because otherwise I'm like, how does this work? So we'll see how it works when it actually gets here. But I think this is pretty cool. And then they also have clips, so you can clip it to your belt. But I figured I was not going to be taking my lightsaber apart and carrying it around too much in the park. But I have to admit, even the belt clip is pretty cool. So maybe the next time I go, I would pick one up. When you choose which path you're going with your lightsaber, they give you a pin. Like I said, this is the nature one. And I picked up a few more things while I was there. I was debating getting more kyber crystals to make my lightsaber different colors, but I was kind of up in the air. I had heard the stories of the black crystals, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. But when I got there, number one, when we were there, it was packed constantly. So I never got a chance to really relax and look at stuff. It was very congested the entire time that we were in basically any shop in all of Batuu, which kind of sucked, I'm gonna be honest. But there was nothing I could do about it. We were there for 7 days. I think we went 4 of them. So like morning, evening, whatever. It was constantly busy the time we were there. And supposedly, that was supposed to be a not very busy week, and it was still super, super busy. So just keep that in mind if you're going. I'm pretty sure that Batuu is, especially with Rise of the Resistance open, pretty packed all the time. Okay, so I'd heard about the whole, the black crystal and all of that kind of stuff. I've seen them on eBay, and so I was looking. But apparently it had become such a problem that they're not doing it anymore. They don't even have red kyber crystals out. If you want them, you have to like ask, and they just hand you one, not in a container, like just they hand it out in just as a crystal, which is too bad. Like it was a really cool like bit of magic. But of course, once people find out about it, you know, it's always going to be a thing. So unfortunately that happened, but I was able to get a white kyber crystal, which you can still only get the white ones on Planet. You can get the white and the yellow there. I guess there are other places to get the green, purple, red, blue. I almost got a white and a yellow, but the first day, like, we picked up a lot of stuff, and I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to get either of them now. And then the second day when we went back, they were completely out of yellow. They sold out of a bunch of stuff while we were there, which maybe this is intentional. It seems like some stuff they're getting back in stock, some stuff they aren't. They're definitely selling out of stuff. And it's possible that they're doing this intentionally so that people feel like, oh my God, I have to buy it now or I'm never going to find it again. Wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it makes business sense. but they also just might not know how much to order of everything. So right now, I would say if you want it, buy it the first time you see it. Like I said, if you're there for a few days, you can always return it. Just keep your receipt. The next thing that I got in the Jedi Temple, these 2 journals. And again, I am in love. I knew that I wanted this one, and it's got the writing on the side and writing on the first page, and then, you know, kind of the Jedi symbol in the middle. I'm not sure if it's made out of wood, but it feels a lot like painted wood. It's kind of got the earth, air, fire, water, and like the Jedi sign in the middle on the back too. I love journals. Like, I'm kind of obsessed. I have so many different ones from different places. So I actually bought 2 of this design because I want to display one, but I actually kind of want to write in one also. This one is, I believe, more of like a Sith design, and it's got writing on the side as well, which I should translate. I only got one because the journals themselves were $30 each. And so I was like, oh, I don't know if I can buy 2 of each. So I just bought 2 of the one that I really love, and then I'm going to display the other 2. So that was everything I got in the Jedi Temple. We did a walkthrough of the stalls that in like the little marketplace, but I actually don't think either of us ended up buying anything there. There were kind of like touristy things for, you know, Batuu. Come on, it was really cute. They had a little shop that sells toys and like kind of wooden action figure-y things and like the Millennium Falcon and whatever, but also what looks like hand-sewn dolls of basically like all of the Star Wars characters. Those were really cool, and I considered getting a Yoda and a Leia, but it was, you know, all said and done, we spent a lot of money this week, and I had kind of budgeted myself with what I was going to allow myself to spend without worrying about it. So when I was like, let me hold off, and I just ended up deciding like it wasn't that important to me. And also, this is where most of my display stuff is. I'm going to take this apart and try to put all my Star Wars stuff from Batuu that we just got, and I'm pretty sure it's going to cover most everything there, and I don't want it to look too crammed in, so I think I have enough stuff to fill it without needing even more. So yeah, I decided not to get those things. And then one of the other stores was like an outfitters kind of store. They were selling what looked like Rey's outfit from The Last Jedi, which I have to say, Disney has been doing really good in getting sizes from like extra small up to, I think they had some in like 3, 4, and 5 XL. They're doing really good about kind of expanded sizing, so that's awesome. Okay, so this is going to be a super long video with multiple cuts because I ran out of time and then ran out of battery, and now we're on number 3. Where the heck was I? Oh yes. So wide variety of sizes, which I thought was pretty cool. They had Rey's outfit from The Last Jedi. And although I hate that movie, the outfit I think is actually kind of cute. I debated maybe doing a little bit of a sort of cosplay sort of thing with her outfit because they were selling the white, basically like tank top, and then the vest, and then her like kind of double belt. So I thought about it, but I had 2 issues. So one of the reasons I thought it might be cool is those are pieces that technically you could throw on with like a pair of jeans and it wouldn't look too out of place. The belt is starting to get out of place, but the tank top and the vest is not too bad. And they actually seem to be made pretty well. But again, we bought a lot of stuff, and the shirt was, I think, $50. The vest was $60, and the belt was $50. And the shirt was off-white, which I try to stay away from because I just feel like white gets so dirty so fast. And our water tends to make things, like unless you're bleaching it, it tends to turn light colors kind of off. So I didn't want to do that. Then the vest was made from, I think, like 50% wool. And I am, if not straight up allergic to wool, which my mother is, so I think I might be allergic to wool, I have a hard time with wool and it makes me itch. So it's like a tank top with then a sleeveless jacket on top. So my arms would be rubbing up against the jacket a lot. And this area is kind of delicate as it is. So I really didn't want to just break out in hives wearing this. All told, it would have been, oh, and they have her armbands, which I thought would be a cool look for Disney, but not necessarily elsewhere. So like the whole thing was going to cost me like 200 bucks. And it just didn't quite seem worth it. Like, I would have done a second lightsaber for $200 because I loved that experience. And I really love my lightsaber. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. And then what else do they have in there? Oh, the shop that was awesome, but I still didn't get anything at, was they had a little pet shop where they were selling porgs and some different kind of animals and stuff. And it was really cute. And I ran into a cast member there, which I was kind of joking with her, and I was like, are all of your animals ethically sourced? Like, they're, you know, and she's like, oh my goodness, yes. She's like, we mostly rescue them from out in the wild, and if they can't be reintroduced to the wild, then we find them good homes. And, you know, there are people who have given them up because they can't take care of them. She's like, no backyard breeders here. So it was really like kind of sweet. And like they showed us some of the different animals and they were amazing. There was like this cat-like thing, and I forget the name of it, but I'm like, oh my God, that's so strange. It has like human teeth. And she's like, oh, but he's really good. So she like starts petting his back. And I mean, obviously it's some sort of like animatronic, but he lays down and he starts to purr. But if you like touch something else, he'll like snap at you. It was really well done. Like it was really cool. But I don't need a fake whatever. Like if I get stuffed animals, I usually want stuffed animals. Like I like cuddly. All right, so we're almost to the end, but I will show you one more thing. No, sorry, two more things. So I didn't even know about this till the last day. We had already put our luggage in to go to the airport. We were doing a couple last things in the park before we caught our Magical Express back to the airport. And I didn't even know this was a shop. We had never quite gotten here, or like I kind of missed it, but there was a garrison for the 709, which was the company of stormtroopers who are on Batuu. So they have their own little company store where you can get like your 709 t-shirts and, you know, different things. And I found yet another journal. Yay! So I was like, I don't like stormtroopers. Like I'm a Jedi through and through, but it's so cute. It's got like the little buttons here and like on the side, it's got this like great magnetic closure, and so you can see the paper is like super shiny, and like they cut the corners. So like you see like that, and like the pages are so cool. I was like, I need this journal in my life. So I thought it was like so cool, and I was like, oh, and it has, you know, the language. I was like, I seriously need this journal. And you know, it wasn't $30 like the other two. It was $28. So I mean, that's like a totally different thing. Yeah. So I got the journal and I got a little pen, so I also got this exact pen for a friend of mine who was babysitting Sunshine, because he babysat Sunshine for a good portion of the week. And then my mom babysat the rest of the time. But I figured, like, it's really cool. So it's a first order pen, but you can actually take it apart and there's like a hidden message. So you can put a hidden message in the pen. I thought it was really cool. So I got that. I got one for me and I got one for him. Actually, weirdly, the pen is more expensive than the journal. The pen is $35, which seemed like a lot, but it was the last day, and I was like, oh, just do it. Like, it's, at this point, fine, whatever. The real last thing we got on Batuu, okay, I like can't get in the frame, everything. All right, so I got a set of the beverages. So the Dasani, Diet Coke, regular Coke, and Sprite in the special, I think these are the detonators. I don't know what they call the water bottle. I'm not sure, but whatever. I knew I wanted those. The last, the really last, I'm not even going to say it anymore because I might find something else from Batuu under here. But I would say the last thing I got while I was away, I didn't actually get while I was away. So one of the things that I had really been looking forward to when getting everything is I really wanted this special gift card. There was like a metal gift card that you had to put at least $100 on it for it to work. And they were selling it in one of the gift shops there. I think probably the Droids, but it might have been the Jedi Temple. But whatever. Like, I knew I wanted it. I had put aside money so that I could put it on. And I think I was going to do like, get 2 of them and just do like, put $200 and be like, yeah, I know that I'm going to spend this while I'm at Disney, so it's not a problem. And I got there and I asked, and they were sold out, and they said they didn't know if they were ever coming back in stock. And I was really bummed. So that night I said, I know it's something that I really want. So I went and I bought one on eBay. So unfortunately, it wasn't free with putting $100 on it, but I did get, you know, the little packaging, and then it is like really nice. The thing, let's see, can you see it? Like, it has the kind of the outpost on it, and it's like really, it's heavy. Like, it actually is like a metal thing. And I'm just going to put it on display with the rest of my stuff. And I'm really happy I was able to get it. You know, that's why, like, I am still a fan of eBay. Like, I understand there are people who don't like it, and, you know, and it can be a problem. Like, don't steal things and then sell them on eBay, because, like, well, number one, you're not supposed to do that. If you get caught, you can get in trouble, because that's literally selling stolen merchandise. So don't, like, I know people have stolen the, like, the sporks and stuff and then tried to sell them on eBay, which is why Disney got rid of them and then is now selling them in the parks, which they weren't selling them in Disney World. They're only in Disneyland. So again, I might go onto eBay to buy one of those, but the ones that were produced by Disney obviously look a little different than the ones that were, like, stolen. So yeah, I mean, it's, don't sell stolen property. Like, that's just, don't do that. It's, you know, you kind of ruin it for everybody when you do. If you happen to be there and you buy something, then, you know, and you think other people are going to want it or it's going to sell out, then yeah, I mean, that's part of commerce. So, you know, I don't care, like, that doesn't bother me. And speaking of, I'm going to grab one more thing that I got while I was there, and that I had thought about getting on eBay, and I'm really glad I didn't. I'm so sorry. This is going to be like a 3-hour video at this point. This is my new little sleeping figment. I love him. He is so adorable. He's so cuddly. And apparently he is sold out many times in Epcot, because Figment seems like you can mostly just find him in Epcot. Maybe occasionally in some of the other Disney stores, but mostly just in Epcot. And oh my god, I love him. He's sold out for a long time, and so he was listed, like, a bunch of people had him on eBay, listing him as sold out. But the price for him, people were asking like $120 for a new one. And I'm sorry, with a stuffed animal, for the most part, unless it's like a real vintage kind of thing, I don't want a used stuffed animal. It's just me. They had him up for like $120, and I just was like, that's too rich for my blood. I love Figment, but that just didn't make sense to me personally. So I was super happy when I went there and I found him. And I was like, oh, yes, definitely. I'm picking up one. And I actually picked up a second one, which I sometimes do with stuffed animals, because I took the tags off and I'm cuddling him, but I'm going to keep one pristine because sometimes, because I'm a collector at heart, like there's certain things that I collect, so I will keep a pristine version, but then I also have my cuddly, I get to sleep with him version, which, by the way, like my luggage was stuffed on the way back with 2 giant stuffed animals. And speaking of Figment, I got this little guy. He's actually magnetic on the back. You can kind of feel it on his head, so you can like stick him to things. I don't know, like he's not the cutest version with like the big head, but I had seen him and I was just like, he's cute. And I've let a lot of Figment stuff like kind of get away with me and then like just say, nah, I don't really want it. And then I do, and it's like impossible to find. So Figment is one of those characters for me. If I like it, I typically just get it because it's often really hard to find again. And one more Figment thing. This is another gift card. So it's the Festival of the Arts one for this year. You can see like the little festival tag. You wear it on your wrist. You've got to put, I think, $15 or $25, something like that. They keep upping the amount you have to put on it because I think people just want the gift card. So it used to be like $5 and they just keep going up. So, but I wanted the gift card. So I threw $15 on it and then I used it and now I have my little souvenir. So now I have 2 Pascal things. I was able to get my little Park Pals Pascal. He was $12. I'll end up living in that area when, I don't know, I might change that, but he'll probably be somewhere around there. That was actually really hard to find. I didn't see an orange bird, so I'm really glad that I got the orange bird in my Bibbidi Bobbidi box, which if you want, check out that video. It's probably linked down below. I'll try and link it down below. But there were almost none of him, and I found a couple, but the boxes were like torn up, and like I said, I'm a collector, so I like to keep things really nice and pristine. But Pascal was the 3rd that I really wanted. I thought about Minnie. I saw a bunch of her. She was cute. Stitch, cute, but didn't make me go like, oh my god, I must get that. This was another one which I was like, oh my god, it's so adorable. And Pascal is another one of my favorites. I don't always get his stuff because there is much more of it, but I do tend to like to get his like stuffed animal versions. This one is designed, this is a magnet, and you put it under your shirt, and then his tummy is a magnet, and then you can set him on top, and he pretty much stays there. Now, I saw a lot of people doing these with porgs because they have a porg that does this. I debated getting a Groot that did that as well. Homestretch. I don't know if you saw where I filmed a good chunk of my Shine Mess. I had a bunch of Christmas stuff up here, including some little kind of figurine-y sort of things, but they are, all right. And then you can kind of see, this one is new. They had, when I had them before, they had Mickey's House, Minnie's House, the Fire Station, and Sleeping Beauty Castle. So I got all 4 of them. And then when I was in Walt Disney World, I saw It's a Small World and Cinderella Castle, which has a little bed there in the back. We went to the Star Wars dessert party. Oh my god, I've been filming for like an hour. I'm going to run out of tape again. We went to the Star Wars dessert party. So this was our little badge to get in. And actually, I forgot. We got free mugs that are shaped like Darth Vader. But Becky had packed those, so I don't have access to them, sorry. But we got those too, and obviously we kept our little passes. So I have been filming for like over an hour, and it was just about to split, so I just did it myself. And editing is going to be fun today, I must say. So everything was new. So I was kind of focused on being in Batuu, Spire Outpost, you know, Star Wars Land, whatever you want to call it. I was really focused on like being there and trying to see as much as I could and shopping and doing the rides and all of that kind of stuff. And so I wasn't really playing on the app all that much. And although I knew about it, it wasn't like super on my radar. I kind of was like, whatever. It wasn't, you know, I didn't really pay attention. But the night before we were leaving, I was flipping through and something caught my eye about like achievements or whatever. And so I looked, and I actually looked on the app, and I had all these achievements that I didn't know, which was mostly going on rides or walking around places because it's tied into your GPS and everything. So I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And so I was looking through, and then I clicked on something, and it's like, you can get a pin for this achievement. And I'm like, oh, a pin. Okay. Like, I haven't been that big of a pin collector in a long time. But again, collector, it's still there. It's still in me. So I was like, oh, let me see. So it turns out that I had done everything to get the pins from the Star Wars Land. And there were a couple places you could buy them in MGM or Disney Studios if, you know, you're new. So on the last morning, I stopped by and I picked up the 3 that I was able to get. Now, able to get means eligible to purchase. These were not free, and they were kind of expensive, but it was my last day and, you know, my inhibitions were down. I was like, oh my God. So I picked them up, but I'm not sure I would do it again. Like, I'm glad I have them, so I guess I would do it again, but I'm not thrilled at how much they cost. So just as an aside, they're $15.99 each. Like, not even $14.99. Really, you needed to get that extra dollar? Like, I'm all for capitalism too, but some stuff I feel like was just pushing it, to be honest. But, you know, that's, if they're selling it, that's what happened. So anyway, I got the 3, and I'll just show them separately. So for doing Smuggler's Run, got that one. And they all say, they've got the little play thing down at the bottom. And they're kind of like cartoony, and they're just my style. This was the one that I was like least excited about, except that, I mean, we actually got on Rise of the Resistance twice, which I will put in another video because this is already like an hour long. I didn't like this one as much, but sometimes I'm just a completist, and it goes with the set. This was by far my favorite, with the little BB-8. And that one you get just by like walking around Batuu. I think actually walking around the shops. I picked up all of those on the last day. Okay, so this was a long video. I probably should have added somewhere in there, subscribe, like, share, all of the fun stuff. Thank you so much for checking out my stuff and everything that I picked up in Batuu and Disney. And it really was an awesome trip, and I can't wait to upload more kind of vloggy things and different things that we did there. It was so exciting, and I'm so happy to get to share it with you. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you real soon. Bye. Sunshine. Oh. Oh yeah.